Welcome back to another episode of Night Driver Show and Dad, and today we'll be talking about
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Kind of where we've been. We've been gone for, when this drops tomorrow, it'll be 3 weeks since we dropped the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's been a little while. So guess we'll just catch up on that and kind of go from there. You throwing your headphones out already?
I won't stay in.
Why not?
I don't know.
Little bitty ears. All right. Well, I guess we'll hit it off the top. So we killed the last podcast we killed a bird.
Yep.
Only turkey we've heard gobble, or not I've heard gobble, all year.
And today is, I believe, the last day.
Yep. Today is the last day of turkey season in
Well,
Mississippi.
by the time you probably hear it, if you listen to it on the day of release, it'll be yesterday.
Yeah, it'll be over when you hear this. But yeah, we'll take it in order. We killed the bird, did the podcast, and Joe had a baseball game that Monday.
I'm
And
going to talk about that.
Yeah, wasn't that good? He's doing good, but the game wasn't that good for us. And I headed out and went to Florida on that Tuesday. And yeah, Florida kicked my butt up and down. I knew I was in trouble when I went to the check-in station, and the nice lady was like, "Yeah, we've set a record for the number of turkeys killed already." I was like, "Oh, buddy," and I didn't feel real good because I had the last hunt of the season, and it's a permit draw, and they only do 3 hunts on this WMA all year. So they do an opening weekend hunt, they take 2 weeks off. They do another hunt, they take 2 weeks off, and they do another hunt, and it's 10 permits, and you get to hunt for 4 days. So they had already had 20 permits roll through before I got there, and they had 14 birds killed.
14 out of 20?
That's a really, really good.
I know, but really.
Yeah, really good. I mean, and it's a relatively small piece of property, so you're looking at 8,000 acres.
Weren't they most locals, though?
Yeah, I'll get to that. But I camped, slept in my truck, and then also got there, and the lady told me that I had to be out of the woods about 1 every day, which I didn't know, which was odd because I like to hunt in the afternoon. But apparently on this WMA, you have to be out by 1. And
Don't you have to stop at 1 and be out by 2?
Yeah, well, same thing. You can't kill anything after 1. And so that was odd. Kind of left me a lot of downtime because I was in, kind of central South Florida, and it gets, doesn't get dark until almost 9 o'clock out there. So, yeah. And I was sleeping in my truck, and it wasn't bad the first couple nights. It warmed up, but keep this really short. I didn't hear a turkey, didn't hear a gobble.
Didn't see a turkey?
I saw one turkey while I was driving, and she was nesting. And I got to kind of talking to a local guy there. He was 70. He was a turkey hunter. Been turkey hunting for 60 years. He was already tagged out. He gave me some spots. We changed numbers. He kept checking on me every day, kind of see. Gave me some actual open public land, kind of onyx points to go look at that I could hunt anytime. So I did that a little bit. There didn't see any sign of turkeys out there. And Thursday morning, I woke up at 4. The WMA opens at 4:30. 4:15, I look up and there's trucks rolling in. I go to my spot and guys killed 2 birds that morning. They were locals. The old guys text me asking if I heard anything. He's like, "Yeah, my nephew killed one and my buddy killed one." So apparently they both had tags, and his nephew killed one out of his blind that was set up with a bunch of decoys. They were hunting turkeys like deer. None of them had a gobble. They just they deer hunt there, they hog hunt there, they turkey hunt there. So all these locals kind of knew where the last,
probably even alligator hunt there.
Yeah, they knew where the last few birds were. And so those dudes killed 2 turkeys within the first hour. And after that, for the rest of the trip, nobody heard anything.
Weren't they out in like 30 minutes?
It took them about an hour or so. But, and I was covering ground I'd never seen. Thought I was in a great spot. Nice clear cut, fresh burn, plenty of turkey sign. Not a gobble. Didn't see a turkey. I saw plenty of deer. I probably saw 25 deer, had 25 deer walk within 30 yards of me the entire trip.
Any bucks?
No, they didn't have any horns yet, but they all look like does.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty bust. I came out of the woods early one day because the property's laid out a little funny, and I wanted to check something up real close. I had an onyx pin, and I come out and I start to go because there's only one road kind of to the front of the property, and the check guy was like, feel free to go back there. I was just going to let you know 2 people are back there already. And then I got the story from the old guy. He was like, yeah, my friend saw one driving down the highway, saw a bird strutting in a field, and they came in and tried to go kill it. So apparently I've been trying to get these permits for years, and everybody else that had this permit lived within 5 minutes of there. everybody that was coming to hunt lived there. They knew the birds. The old guy gave me another spot to check out, which I had marked on my map, but never got over there. He's like, "Well, I didn't tell you about this spot because I thought my friend was going to hunt it, but she's not going to hunt it today." And it just felt very local. Like everything was very local. They knew they knew where the birds were. I did not. But flip side of that is nobody killed anything else. Those two guys were the last two guys to kill anything, and I think they'd been watching those birds for 2 weeks prior of me getting there. And one of them was directly by the camp gate. Didn't gobble. Like you walk through. I say camp. You walk through the WMA gate where you drive through. He parked right there and walked down the fence line. So I mean, it was fun. I got to see a lot of new ground. Alligator in the road, orange trees, which I've never seen before. Joe tried one of the oranges.
Ugh.
It was bad.
My friends at school will know what I went through.
Yeah, it was bad. But
It
I
was
mean,
sour.
when I found that orange tree, that was on the open public land, not the draw hunt. I mean, I was 2 miles from my truck. I'd walk 2 miles through what I call the jungle. Florida is a different kind of thick in the woods than I'm used to. I'm used to thick.
And Mississippi is thick.
Yeah, I'm used to thick and briar patches and stuff, but you can still move. I mean, I jumped off in a few spots to go walk, and it was a wall of palmettos, grass up to my knees, and it was swampy, and it was very different. But it was a fun trip, even though I learned stuff, got to scout new area, got to see new stuff, got to meet some nice people. But I didn't hear a bird, didn't see a bird. It was pretty brutal on the turkey hunt conditions. I think it was just kind of shot out. I mean, they set a record. They killed 14 birds before I got there out of 20 permits. And so anyway, that was pretty much it in a nutshell. A lot of sandy soil. I mean, it was a pretty place. I'll go back.
Florida, it's on the beach.
No, I wasn't near the beach. I was kind of in the middle of it. But I'll put in for more. Hopefully, I can get earlier in the season. I think if it was earlier in the season, I would have been a lot better off. So,
and while Dad was out Florida, he got drawn for another tag in Montana.
Yeah, that's the big news. That was the highlight of my trip, actually. So I'm on my way to a public land draw tag in Florida, and the Montana results update. And for the first time, I pulled a big game combo tag, and I can, I'll be going to Montana in the fall to hopefully get an elk and a mule deer. That's what my tags are good for.
Haven't you been putting in for this thing for a very long time?
I wouldn't say a very long time, no. I've been studying it for a very long time, but the cost of entry is pretty high. It is not cheap for a non-resident.
At least if you don't get it, you get your money back.
You get most of it back, yeah, but it's not cheap for a non-resident to put in. I want to say after it's all said and done, I was in for $1,450 for the tag. And that's putting in for the big game combo, a couple bonus point, and then a couple super tags and whatever else. But it gets expensive quick. But I've definitely been researching it and working on it a lot, trying to figure out the states to go to. I mean, this is a bucket list hunt I've been trying to do forever.
So what female, doe or bull?
No, these are bull. So it's a bull or a buck. And in Montana, it can't be a spiked bull. It has to be a brow tine bull. So it has to be a decent bull. I'm still probably going to put in for a B tag too.
A what?
They call it a B tag, but that's for a cow.
Oh.
And you do those. So what I have is for a general unit, which means anywhere that they have labeled general hunting, you can go. The B tags, you have to be a little more specific. So I'll probably put in for one of those. And if I play my cards right, I'll probably buy an over-the-counter bear tag too. I want to have as much possibility as I can.
What in the world?
Yeah, that's on the list. I'd rather, if I see a bear while I'm out there, I want to be able to shoot it.
Money doesn't grow on trees, buddy.
I know. Luckily, both of these are significantly cheaper.
Well, and technically, if you grow fruit that grows on trees, money basically does grow on trees.
I guess it could,
Sorry about that. That's our dog.
But it should be a good time. I mean, it's a lot of dedication from here on out, and a lot of planning. There's gonna be a lot of planning, and
what is Dino barking at?
I don't know. Just ignore him. But it's gonna be a lot of dedication, a lot of work. I've already started getting in shape, getting off this old
mountain stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I figure if you're gonna go into the mountains and hunt, you might as well do some dedicated training. So I'm 2 weeks in on Mountain Tough and have 18 more weeks to go through and finish with the whole program.
I can do better wall sits.
Yeah, you can. You should. You're 9-year-old little boy. Wall sits.
While he does 4 sets of everything, like we do like 3 workouts at the same time, and we try to get at least 4 reps. I get about 7, and he gets about 4.
Yeah, but also your form is trash in the sense that you can't even do a push up. So I don't know how you get through 7 sets when there's push ups and all these different variations of push ups, and your little scrawny arms can't even do a push up. So don't come at me with your 7 sets, boy. At least you were there. You get a participation trophy.
You were even struggling to stay on the wall on a wall sit. I was just
Yeah,
sitting there.
100% because I'm out of shape and it hurt. You know,
I can do a reverse burpee like nothing.
you do a good reverse
That's
burpee.
probably my favorite one.
You do a good reverse burpee. They still suck, but
Wall
you do a
sit
good
is
one.
my best one. I mean, my favorite one, but
Wall sits are not fun.
to me it is.
Where you got your back flush against the wall and you're a 90-degree squat and you have to sit there for 30 seconds to a minute without breaking. Joe does good. I do not. I'm not there yet, but it's coming. One day at a time. Let's say dials, not switches. Get a little better every day. So we'll work on that. But yeah, that's going to consume the bulk of my summer training and prepping and preparing for that to go disappear in Montana in October. So pretty stoked about that. And Joe touched on this earlier. What's today?
Huh?
What's today?
Last day of turkey season?
Yeah, it's a pretty bum day here for me. It's the last day of the Mississippi turkey season, and I'm not in the woods.
Because he woke up this morning and it was raining. The bottom fell out.
Yeah, I woke up to go just give it one last whirl, and the bottom had actually just fallen out. I'm talking absolute pouring rain, and I'll be honest with you, I just wasn't going to go sit in an actual thunderstorm downpour. And it looks pretty good now, but we had to go to the batting cages. We got a baseball game today, and we got an early baseball game, so I'm not going to be able to get out in the afternoon, and just is what it is. And
yeah, we got a couple of things. We got a rosin bag or whatever.
Yeah, because well, hold on, you're rushing me here. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So yeah, it's the last day of turkey season. I kind of hear taps playing in the background. It's real sad. I may still get to Kansas. I don't know. We have a lot of baseball left to play, and
can't you go to Kansas anytime?
Through the end of May. So we'll see. We got your last 3 games this week. We got 3 games next week. We have an all-week tournament after that. So I don't know. We'll see. And honestly, with the elk tag looming, just a lot of prep for that. So, but as far as our turkey season goes, I wanted to kind of reflect on it. And from what I've gathered, it was a very interesting season. Last year, I didn't kill a bird because I got really aggressive. I made some dumb mistakes, but I heard birds gobbling all the time.
He wouldn't be quiet on the calls.
No, I was just trying different things, and I've gotten this habit of chasing one bird, and I'd go right, he'd go left. He beat me up and down all year, but I heard a ton of birds. I say a ton. I had 3 birds gobbling on opening day. And so this year, fast forward, and there was no gobbles. I heard one turkey gobble, and that is the dead turkey that we got. So I effectively have heard one bird gobble all year, and I've killed one bird. And I looked at it. I counted it up because I'm Mississippi Department of Wildlife. They do a spring gobbler survey. So you fill out every time you hunt some information in a little booklet, and you send it in as part of like their research, right? So I counted it up. I had 30 days in the woods this year where I hunted. Whether that's morning, midday, afternoon, combo of both. I was in the woods 30 days. That's a lot because the season opens on March the 15th and closes May the 1st. So you basically are looking at 46 days of open season. I was in them for 30. And that doesn't include the days that I didn't hunt where there were tornadoes. That doesn't include the week I was gone in Florida. So pretty much if I was here, I hunted and I heard a singular turkey gobble and I put down miles and miles. I sat, I called, I run and gunned. I tried to strike something up. I covered every inch of the property we have. And this is, for the last 10 years, this has historically been incredible turkey woods. I mean, you remember days when we were deer hunting, we counted, 30 turkeys, 40
Yeah.
turkeys? And it seems like, my observation is, and this is just
They
off of,
shouldn't make turkey season with deer season.
no, just my observation after hunting the same piece of land here for a little while is the turkey numbers are not there. I don't know. The same turkey numbers that we've had are not there. And I'm not speaking statewide. I'm just speaking from my observation on what I've hunted. Because the year before that, and it's not over harvest because we only killed one turkey on the whole place last year, and it was close to 1,000 acres. And the year before that, we killed maybe 2 or 3. We killed 3. I killed 3. So it's not over harvesting. There's only 2 turkey hunters on the entire place. It's just interesting because historically, I'm looking at a course of 10 years of being around this, and there have been turkeys everywhere. And this year, there's not. I don't have an explanation for that, but it's just my observation. You have something to say?
There's 3 turkey hunters, me, you, and Mitch.
I'm sorry. Yes, but you fall under my umbrella in that particular.
Well, technically, I'm a separate turkey hunter.
You are, but the point is it's been a little different. I mean, the habitat's still the same, you know. So I don't know. We didn't have a big acorn drop, and I think maybe somebody was feeding off of us. Maybe they pulled the turkeys away with corn.
Yeah, because we found the one turkey that we shot. We checked in and it
He had some
had a
corn,
piece of
yeah.
corn.
But before season started, we had those 3 gobblers together, and I don't know where they went. So I don't know. It was a very odd year. I mean, normally I would at least hear a gobble a mile away. You used to be able to hear gobbles nowhere near your property, and you could pull them up on Onyx and kind of see where they are, and their property's over, and you always were able to hear. This year, nothing. So, it's good and bad. The good part is I heard a turkey gobble, and I killed the only turkey I've heard gobble all year long is in my freezer. So I feel good about that. The only opportunity I had to kill a bird, he's dead. Outside of that, it was a lot of miles, like I said. A lot of calling, a lot of sitting, a lot of moving, just a lot of boot time, a lot of ticks, a lot of mosquitoes. That is one thing I didn't mention about Florida. The ticks down there.
So, yeah.
I am covered up in
I'm
tick
not
bites.
sure who's worse, me with my one bad bug bite or Dad with his thousands of bug bites.
There were, and I was covered up and beat and off and permethrin and all that stuff, and there were still ticks getting on me. It was so bad I had my shotgun sitting on the ground at one point, and I looked, and there were 6 ticks crawling on my shotgun. And anyway, watching those, make sure I don't want Lyme disease. But
you had all the chemicals and still.
Yeah, they didn't care. They laughed at it. So anyway, it's kind of the end of a chapter for Mississippi turkey season, and there's still a little hope for Kansas. Maybe, I don't know. I might catch a wild hair after baseball season and hit the road, but I don't know. We'll see. Any other thoughts on turkeys?
No.
Well, so what have you been up to?
Debatting and baseball.
Baseball, yeah. It's that time of year. We're 4 games in?
3. We won 1 and lost 2.
Okay. Guess so. Yeah, it's been a little slow start. It's been kind of hard because, we had almost 2 weeks without a game or a practice, honestly, because of weather. We had 3 games. Joe just lost his headphones because he yawned.
Both of them.
The weather has been rough for turkeys and baseball. We had 3 games scheduled in a week. 2 of them got rained out, and they made us play 1, even though it rained that day. So the kids had gone 2 weeks without any kind of practice or games or anything, and it was a little rough. Joe looks great behind the plate. He's catching, kind of following in my footsteps. And he looks really good back.
Even using his catcher's mitt.
Yeah, he came back from my parents with my old catcher's mitt, and oddly enough, he catches pretty well with it. So he's doing real well there. We've had so many games back to back, 3 in a week, pretty rough. Joe's stepping up and pitching because we get, we're pretty hardcore on pitch count because you don't want to wear a 9-year-old out. So we really don't let them throw more than 40 pitches a night and try to give them plenty of rest. Well, whatever it is for the game, it doesn't matter. Kind of help protect their arms is more important.
Tonight will be the first game that I will ever start off pitching. I have only ever pitched when we're in trouble.
Yeah, normally Joe has to come in high pressure situations because he's very calm and collected on a baseball field, even when things are not going well. So normally in the past when Joe's come in to pitch, like he came in to pitch the other day, bases were loaded. They had scored a bunch of runs. We didn't have any outs. I mean, it was bad. So he normally comes in. He's been having to come into situations like that to get us out of them. But he's starting today, so he gets to kind of make his own situation and
And
see
I'm
what it.
looking for a 3 up, 3 down.
That's right. So be interesting. Pretty happy to see that. He's moving between pitching, shortstop, and catching, but primarily he's doing the bulk of the catching when he's not pitching. So that should be good. We've been putting a lot of time batting because we haven't done a lot of batting practice this year. He's normally really good at the plate. You know he's actually walked pretty much every time this year.
I got one hit to this
Oh yeah,
year,
he
but it
he
was foul, and the
no,
third baseman hit it before it.
it wasn't foul. It was a fair ball that the third baseman put out of play. So it was a single. Outside of that, you have a really good eye. You're real picky, and you've walked a lot. But you're batting leadoff. Normally, you're walking. You're stealing second. I think most of the time when you walk, you steal second, you steal third, and you've been getting home on either a hit or a pass pitch, like a wild
I like
pitch.
to steal, basically.
Well, you've actually finally gotten fast.
Finally, really.
Yeah, you've been running with lead in your feet for 2 years. I mean, I love you, but good lord, you were
I've
slow.
been playing baseball for longer than 2 years.
No, I know, but you've been real slow the last couple years. But you've been growing. You've put on a little bit of height
I
over.
grew 1 inch in 1 month.
Yeah, and you're already over a quarter of an inch in the next month or something. So you've put on some. You're in a little growth spurt, and it's actually gotten you fast. So like when
I
you,
can beat one of the fastest kids from last year.
yeah,
I
so
got faster and he got slower. That's
yeah,
what he said.
and your arms looking good. So I'm pretty excited. We're just kind of getting dialed up. We got a game tonight. Joe makes his pitching debut.
Well, I'm basically faster than the two fastest people last year, Sally and Tucker.
And then next week I think we play Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday again.
Again?
Yeah. So back to back games. And then the week after that, we have a big tournament that lasts all week. So there's no telling how many games we'll play there. So yeah, it's full on baseball. I mean, we played Monday, we played Tuesday, we went to D-Bat on Wednesday, which is at the batting cages.
There's one thing that is still not full baseball. You can't steal until the ball comes out of the pitcher's hand.
Well, yeah, some of the rules are a little odd. The Brandon Parks and Recs have some interesting rules. Is what it is. I don't agree with it. You're not necessarily teaching the kids to play baseball. I mean, they're still making us play 10 kids on the field, and it's full on kid pitch, like stealing leadoffs, all that. We're having to play 10 kids because we have so many on the team, which I don't agree with, but is what it is. We're on time limit still, which everybody is, but it's been a baseball week. Like I said, D-Bat Wednesday. We went to D-Bat again today. Joe hit 20 rounds yesterday off the pitching machine. So
That's 300 pitches.
yeah, I mean, he looked at 300 balls yesterday.
Well, I didn't look at them all.
No,
I
I'm
hit
just
most
saying,
of
you
'em.
saw 300 pitches
Mhm.
yesterday.
And some were curveball.
And he got some new batting gloves. He got 2 sets of new batting gloves yesterday. So, the magic is in new stuff. So he's going to come out tonight with his new shiny white batting gloves and go 2 for 2 or 3 for 3.
And the other day, I also got some new wrap
Oh yeah,
on my bat.
he got some new bat wrap. And then today, you know, the one problem is it's been so humid. They're sweating so much that his hands getting slick, and he would get a wild pitch every now and then. I'd have to yell at him, dry his hands. So I found a rosin bag. So we got a rosin bag.
It smells like vinegar. I really like the smell of it.
Yeah.
I love the smell of vinegar.
Yeah, so we got the rosin bag and got another bat weight and whatnot. So he's primed and ready. Uniform's clean. It's 3:30 on Thursday
So we have
the
about
1st.
3 more hours. Well,
No,
2.
you'll be playing in 2.5 hours. So we'll get there about an hour and a half. So yeah, we're closing down on that, and I guess I'll wake up tomorrow and don't know what to do with my life because turkey season's over. I really
You can
don't.
always go listen.
Yeah, I don't. Why would I go listen? I've been listening for 30 days and I haven't heard anything.
Just to see if they're really smart and come out the day after turkey season.
Yeah, the only thing we can do from here on out when it settles down a little bit is that spring squirrel season.
Huh? I thought it was May. I thought it was a May squirrel. Oh.
What's today?
Spring is in May.
What's
Wait,
today?
is today?
Today's May the 1st.
Oh, yeah.
There's normally a 15-day squirrel season in May. The bag limits go down, but so we may have to run out to the woods and see if we can pop a squirrel or two when things settle down. I mean, you got baseball going and going, so soon, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I know. We'll get you some squirrels.
And I turned 10 in about 20 days.
That's right. Joe's got a birthday coming up, May the 20th, if I remember
So
right.
that means 19 days.
After today, yeah, it's May the 1st. So 19 more days and you'll be in the double digits.
I'll be a decade.
You will be 1 decade. That's a way to make me feel old.
Sometimes I get decade and century mixed up.
Yeah.
I've been bad if I would have said century.
That's right. You have I forget, we share big birthdays in the same year.
Yeah.
Because you turned 10 and I don't. You don't remember how old I turned, do you? How old?
40.
Yeah. And you know what's great about that is I'm going to turn 40 on my way to Montana to go kill an elk.
Seriously?
Yeah, my birthday's in October. And I pulled an elk tag. So
hopefully it's your birthday present. Don't look for any presents from me.
Hopefully it turns out to be an epic adventure. And so yeah, that's kind of what we got. Oh, you know what we missed between our segments of all that?
Joe's tip?
Yeah, Joe's hot tip of the week. Give it to me.
Hot tip?
Yeah, we'll go Joe's hot tip of the week.
All right. So when you're hunting, this basically goes for any type of hunting. Make sure you always spot every single animal.
Okay.
So just so you don't shoot the smallest one.
That's the same tip you gave me last time.
You sure?
Yeah, you said it's a variation. You said if you have a buck walk out, don't shoot it right away because there may be a bigger one behind it. So spontaneous. Give me a second hot tip because you're regurgitating tips.
Always use a suppressor.
You know what? I'll go with that. That's a good tip. Always use a suppressor if you can.
That is a very good tip because we never shoot a gun without a suppressor.
You never have. I've had those longer than you've been alive.
The only thing that I've shot that didn't have suppressor was a shotgun.
You shot my M1A, the 308.
Didn't I shoot that military gun?
Yeah. But you had on headphones and stuff, so it wasn't loud. But yeah, always use a suppressor if you can.
And also when you're sighting your guns in without a suppressor, make sure to wear ear protection.
Always wear ear protection, yeah. But having a suppressor really helps there. Hopefully we'll break that 22 can out and go headshot some squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
And all you'll hear is just from that hammer falling. Oh, yeah.
I just spit on you.
You did. That's gross. That's gross. We're going to have to I'm going to have to put a shield in front of you. So anything else? We're sorry we've been away so long. You know, life happens. Baseball happens. Turkey season happens.
Well, yeah, it happened.
Yeah, it's over with now. I don't think I have anything else. Do you?
Nope.
Did you come up with a joke?
Not yet. Let me think.
Come on. Do 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 do.
Is that your Mario theme song?
No, it's just something so we don't have a bunch of dead space because your thinking takes a long time. This is sad.
I know.
Do you not have a joke for today?
No, give me a second.
I gave you a second. 1 Mississippi.
2 Mississippi.
I don't have any jokes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
I'm so bad at jokes.
Well, you have joke books. You need to start reading them.
Well, I don't like this joke. I don't know why my grandparents like this joke, but what did the cowboy say to the cowgirl?
What?
Will you go to the movies with me?
Oh.
I don't know why my mom and papa like that joke.
That's okay.
A bad one.
Yeah, that's not that good. I'm glad they enjoy it, but woof. Go to the movies.
That's my emergency joke. That's why I don't like that
joke.
joke.
We're gonna have to work on a backup joke because that one isn't any good. All right, you got anything else?
Catch you on the next one.
That's
beep,
right.
Beep, beep, beep.
What do they need to do?
Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Still waiting on our first review.
Yeah, please leave a review in the bottom. And Ellis, I know you're the one that listens a lot, so maybe you can do
Yeah,
it.
shout out to Ellis. Thanks for listening.
Catch you on the next one.
All right, see y'all later.